Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House for the 2023 season, following St Helens' 18 points to 15 victory over the Salford Red Devils here this afternoon at the AJ Bell Stadium. Kevin, it was a game of two halves.
100%. It's not good for your heart rate, is it? First half, Saints I think played within themselves. Credit to Salford. I thought Croft was outstanding for them. They did a good job on us first half. But second half, we came out with a bit of a different intent, a bit more energy, threw the ball about, got the main players in the right positions. Wellesby outstanding again second half. Ben Davis, for me, was outstanding second half. And yeah, I think big raps to the fans as well. There was a good 1,500, maybe 2,000 behind them sticks, and I think they've probably played a part there, getting us over the line. So yeah, massive win.
I thought first half, when obviously I didn't like the fact that we went for two early on. Right, this is Albie.
It is.
Is this Max?
Say Albie famous.
Come on, you sing.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Say, who's your favourite player?
Jack Wellesby.
Jack Wellesby.
He's got Wellesby.
He's got Wellesby on his back as well. The key man today.
So, come on, you say.
So come on, you Saints.
Come on, you say.
Nice one. High five.
You got telly? You gonna be on telly?
Yeah, I didn't like the fact at the start, considering we're lacking that much go forward, missing our props, that we got two back-to-back penalties and we're taking the 2 from 10 out. For me, it sets the wrong tone. I'd be running them balls, and then obviously then Salford get on top, and all of a sudden they were dominant first half. We were awful. As you say, the structure wasn't right, and you were getting a little bit of deja vu of last season.
It does with the 2, but you go back a couple of weeks and we were all criticising for not taking the 2 in the semi-final, wasn't we? So it swings and roundabouts. We've come out on the right side, but yeah, you're right. I mean, in the middle, the likes of Matty Lees and Morgan Knowles. I mean, has Matty Lees even come off there today? Did he come off, or did he play 80 minutes?
I think he was close to it if he didn't.
So the fact that them blokes are just putting their hand up and constantly turning it in time and time again. But yeah, I think first half as well, we probably didn't get a good rub of the green, to be fair, but second half I think we've got away with maybe 1 or 2 decisions, but they say things like that equal themselves out over the course of a season, and actually they probably equal themselves out there over the course of 80 minutes, because I know we don't like bagging refs, but Jack Smith for me just gets it wrong more than he gets it right. But look, we've come out.
I wasn't sure about Matty Lee's try. I don't know whether he knocked on or he obviously said the Salford players put a hand in. I wasn't close enough to see it.
Yeah, well, I think someone just said walking past that they thought it was a charge down, but I thought Norman's try was a try. It looked all day to me like he got that down. Your mate Dan, storming Norman. I thought that was a try, but look, referee decisions aside, all that stuff, we've got the right side.
On to Dan Norman. Listen, I'm not sure he's good enough to be a Saints player beyond this season.
I won't fight with him.
I also want to see the man do is run his weight. He seems like, in the first half when he's come on and he's taking the ball in, he's stooping as he goes into the tackle and not running his weight. The size here, go through someone.
He doesn't want to,
second half, much better.
His abs, does he? Doesn't want to hurt his abs.
No, second half. And listen, I'll say when I don't think he's done it, but second half I thought he stood up and he was much better.
Yeah.
And equally, I thought T. Ritson first half, I thought looked a bit like a turnstile in defence. And Salford targeted him.
Yeah.
Second half, he stood up, he grew into the game, he showed a little bit of his attacking prowess, and he's gone well second half. I think the thing for me is we've lost that many players and we brought that many bodies in. The structures are going to take time to work. I think where we struggled in the first half, some of our bigger names were making uncharacteristic errors.
Yeah, you're right, and I think if you look at that left edge as a unit, those 3, you've got T.
But Ben Davis was good today.
He was second half, but again, when you say they were targeting T, I don't think they were just targeting him. I think they were targeting that left edge, because it was Sam Royal, Ben Davis, and T. Ritson, who probably have never played in the same team before on the left edge. Yeah. So the decision to put Percy and Tommy on the same side was a bit of a funny one for me, because I thought you could have done with a bit of experience either end. But yeah, I mean, for me, second half, Ben was probably our best player. Him and Jack Wellesby were outstanding. I think he made great yards. He tackled really, really well. You go back to T. Ritson in that first half. You've just got to find that pass. You know, in the corner when he went, you've just got to find that pass at this level.
He looks in defence, he looks like he's coming inside too much and leaving. And he's relying on his pace to get out on the outside, but sometimes when the Salford man runs, there's a massive gap there, and if he doesn't pass the ball, he's in no man's land.
To be fair, second half though, I think they had 3-on-1, and it went wide, and I don't know how he got there, but he got there, and he cut him up, and we managed to defend our line. So
now listen, if you'd asked us at half time, we were awful. Absolutely, you couldn't see a way back into it.
I was walking out.
Second half, absolute turnaround. We were dominant. After Tommy's kicked it out on the full from the kick-off, and you think, oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
I thought we were absolutely dominant. We could have scored more.
You know what? For me, one of the things that I think changed both last week and today was Mbai coming on. Roby's had his rest, and when he goes into 13, we just look like we've got an extra dimension, don't we?
I'm glad you've mentioned Moses Mbai. I think his distribution. His distribution from yes. People will be turning off now. I thought his distribution from the play of the ball was absolutely phenomenal, and almost a step up on Joey Lussick.
He's a player, you can tell that just by looking at him. Look, he's played 2 times over here. He's played 198 times over in Australia. He's played Origin. You don't play Origin unless you're an outstanding rugby league player or footy player, according to the Aussies. So he's got it, and you can tell he uses class. I think he made 1 or 2 when he went on his own from under the sticks. You could kind of tell he was going to do that. I think the defenders knew as well.
Keeps them honest though, doesn't it?
It does keep them honest. But yeah, I just think when Robes comes on at 13 and we put Morgs in the middle, luckily we've got Sione back next week, haven't we? So, and maybe Benison. But when Morgs goes in the middle and we've got that unit of Mbai, Robes, Lomax, Dodd, Wellesby, we just look like we're more dangerous with the ball, and I think that's something that they probably realised. The structure. I mean, I don't like having a go at our players, and I love Lewis Dodd to bits. I think he's a great kid. He's a really good rugby player. But that inside ball to Sam Royal 3 or 4 times the first half, I was just tearing my hair out, going, just stop. We can see it. And I know it's structure, and you set yourself up for your next play and all that sort of stuff. But it just frustrates me. But the second half, we just played. We were like what they call the Harlem Globetrotters. We were just throwing the ball around, and Salford didn't know how to defend. And look, we probably dropped on a little bit with the fact that they've got 4 that haven't played for a few weeks, and you could tell 55, 60 minutes there with gas work.
Yeah.
The sin bin really took it out of him. I thought the referee has absolutely, I'm not going to swear, but he's bottled it there first half, because that to me was shoulder to his head.
Yeah.
And
he's seen it, so why has it not gone on?
And it's not even on reports.
Yeah.
So that'll get a ban. But yeah, look, we're moaning about things that we don't need to moan about.
Jack Wellesby, I want to mention Jack.
Last try, 11-1, £5.
Best player in the league. But what is it with the very occasional brain fart mistake? On the 4th tackle on the halfway line, he's trying a little grubber through and hands the ball over, and they go and score at the back of it. I don't get it. Maybe he's playing 4D chess and he's seeing something we didn't.
He can do what he wants, can't he, Jack?
But do you know what? The fact that when that's his try, he just ghosts past people, and he nearly got another one later on. Absolute joy to watch at times.
Yeah, he is. He's outstanding. Again, I think he's the kind of player he just needs it. A good 20-25 minutes to get him into a game, doesn't he? I thought defensively, I don't know if it was the first or the second, he was nowhere to be seen, and there was a couple of people around us having a right go at him. But we forget, man, he's 21. He's a young lad.
I'm probably not going to be your natural fullback.
He's a young lad. He's still learning the game. Give him a break. Do you know what I mean? Because he did it last week. He won us the game, and he's done it again today. For
every mistake he makes 4 worldies.
Of course he does.
Now, we said last week on the fan reaction about when we obviously the pattern of the game against Leeds, with the amount of players we've got out, this is going to be us for the year. Close, tight games, and for me, the one word I want to call that today was ballsy, because it was quite easy to go in at 15-2 at half time and drop your heads. Yeah. Salford score first on the back of that kick-off on the second half, and we suddenly capitulate and we lose by 30-40 there, like last year. But we didn't. We stuck with it, and we got the results. And I felt the team grew today, and I think that's one of our best wins of the season so far, considering what went on in the first.
Yeah, I agree. And you look at some of the lads like we've already mentioned, Matty Lees and Morg doing massive minutes, and then George Delaney. I mean, the fans were just chanting his name there at the end, and I'm glad because you know what, he is
top notch.
Oh mate, if you told him to run through a wall, that was his job, he'd do it. He has no regard for his physical health. He just runs and runs and runs, and he gets us yards, and he gets the quick play of the ball. So he's outstanding, and like Wello said in his presser early in the week, like he never envisaged that George Delaney would be playing so many minutes. But you know what, he's good enough. He's good enough, so get him in there.
And you know what, he's only going to get better by doing it.
Was he 19?
Sometimes you just...
He might only be 18, actually,
for somebody who's such a good player, sometimes you just have to give the young lad his head, and he's got that opportunity now till the end of the year, and he's going to get better and better. Yeah, obviously, we've got Huddersfield up next week. It's the round 1 game. It could see us joint second. But again, Huddersfield coming into a little bit of form. That's not going to be an easy game. It's a Sunday 5 o'clock. It's going to need the fans behind us again.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've put an offer on, haven't they? I think it's a £5 for kids, 50 quid for adults. Let's try and fill the ground, get everyone there. Sunday 5 o'clock is a great time for a kick-off for me for an home game. Everybody loves a bit of Sunday club, especially all those that are off school as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll get good numbers there. Keep chalking up these wins. Let
me just point out, Kev's not encouraging underage drinking from the from the 12-year-olds off school.
No, underage singing though. We can cheer the boys on next week. And like we said earlier, we've got Sione back and possibly Benison. I think Wello said in his presser.
Hopper's a miss. Looks like.
What's going on with?
Apparently,
6 weeks.
I'm not sure. It's got probably by the time you've watched this, it's probably going to be out in the press conference. Somebody will ask the question. I don't think it's going to be a quick one, but we will see when we hear the news. But that's a blow because Hopper's been like in a Rolls Royce for the last few weeks.
If it's hamstring again, though, you've got to start asking questions. What's going on with our club and hamstrings?
Once you've done your hamstring, though, it's recurrent, isn't it? If that's what it is, we'll soon find out. But let's not end on a downer. That was a good win.
It was a very good win, second half. If we can replicate that in the first half, we probably would have put them to the sword today. But yeah, take Brodie-Croft out of their team, we hammer them. Take Jack Wellsby out of our team, they probably hammer us. But look, we've got on the right side of the result. We've won and won well second half. And you kind of always thought it was coming, didn't you? Once we got that second try, Tommy was so close as well. I thought.
Can I just say, by the way, we were -4 on the handicap.
3.5, yeah.
We've won by 3.
Is he paying you? If he's not paying you, that's child abuse. Workers have rights. Workers have rights.
That's Mike Ross, the Chief Executive Officer of Saints, by the way.
That the anti-Scouse sentiment. Can't even get the word right.
And on that note,
we've won by 3. Can I just point out, if you weren't here, we had a penalty 10 seconds out.
Brave for that. Why have we not
10 metres out.
Did you do the handicap?
Instead of just... No, I didn't, luckily. But we could have allowed time to run out, slotted it over and won by 5 and won probably quite a few Saints fans some money. But unfortunately, we just decided to let clock run out and click out wide. There we go.
Kicked it a Salford fan. Oh well.
Never mind. Right, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.